These two young ladies appear to be some very troubled and rather oppressed individuals who are triggered beyond measure when Owen Shroyer from InfoWars attempts to have an intellectual discussion with them. Let's start from the beginning, shall we?
Hey, for real, we can be friends. Like, we don't have to hate each other.
I feel very worried. I don't know if I could be friends with someone who is voting for Donald Trump.
Well, that's a bit harsh, isn't it? You're saying you can't be friends with someone who has a dissenting opinion?
But I don't understand, it's just politics.
He called me, he said, I think we can
He's trying to be friends.
No,
He's trying to be
so
friends.
stupid.
Why are you saying that? Why are you saying I'm stupid?
He was being hostile.
Hey, he's trying to be
How is
friends.
he not?
No.
So stupid.
Wait, how is that stupid?
It's not just politics. It's uneducated. I guess it's not your fault.
I'm uneducated?
Yeah.
Well, you were making fun of me for being educated earlier.
Listen. No, I was making fun of you for being uneducated to support Donald Trump. Nobody with a brain would support Donald Trump.
Well, how?
And it's because to promote the leader of the great world, to vote for the leader of the great world to be someone who's homophobic, sexist, simply stupid, volatile, on edge, like just unintelligent.
So far, I have not been able to find a single instance of Trump being truly homophobic, racist, or sexist. Sure, he said some unsavory things to women, but he's also said some unsavory things to men, and doesn't believe that one sex is intrinsically better than the other. As far as volatile goes, he does use some very volatile language, and the people love it. He's an overall politically incorrect candidate. Someone that the silent majority have been waiting for. Someone who won't capitulate when some random person cries out about being mildly offended. Moreover, he has to use some volatile language to get through to some people. Otherwise, the words will just enter one ear and exit another.
Okay, pause.
I just don't know what you're talking about.
That's okay, Owen. I don't either. Gee, it sure would be nice if they could give an actual reason as to why Trump is undeniably the worst of the two candidates.
Have you watched the debates?
Yes.
The guy's fucking insane. He's honestly, I hate this word, but he's fucking retarded. He's a little bit mentally, off.
That's not very PC.
He's like,
Wait.
he probably...
If he's retarded, how did he make billions of dollars?
Because he started out with $1 million and he ripped people off.
How? Like, seriously, how so? I hear this from people quite frequently, that Donald Trump made his fortune by ripping others off, or that his empire isn't actually worth all that much, since he started off with...
Small loan of $1 million?
Yes, Mr. Trump. Thank you. My point is, Trump has built a multi-billion-dollar international conglomerate from just $1 million. That makes him pretty successful in my eyes.
He ripped off... Did you know that
To $1 billion?
What? Yes.
And the law hasn't done anything?
No, he's manipulated the law in a lot of ways.
He hasn't manipulated the law, but he has certainly taken advantage of it. He mentioned this in the debates to show how easy it was to take advantage of the current tax system. He was pointing out the flaws in the current system by using himself as an example. Furthermore, he is a human being. Of course he'd want to get away with paying as little tax as possible. Wouldn't you?
Did you not hear him in the debate say, no, I didn't pay federal taxes because I'm smart?
Well, yeah, most billionaires don't pay federal taxes, that's true.
That's not true. That's where you gotta go do some research. Truly. Because they're like, Mark Cuban, there's a ton of billionaires.
Mark Cuban?
There are a ton of billionaires who pay all of their taxes and give their tax returns. They show their tax returns to show that they pay all the taxes that are due to people who are less fortunate than them, people who weren't born into circumstances like them.
That's not how taxes work.
It really sounds like you just said that Mark Cuban pays his taxes to people that are less fortunate than him, as in a direct donation to those people. Owen is right, that isn't how taxes work. Even in a welfare state, your tax dollars don't go directly to the impoverished. They go into a bigger account. Taxes accumulated in that account are then distributed to various entities under the law.
No, that is how taxes work.
No, that's how socialism
No,
works.
listen. Think about the roads you drive on every day. Who's going to pay for the roads?
They suck.
Who would pay for those if there weren't taxes?
Nobody would pay for the roads because there would be no money to go to the roads. By Jove, I think she's finally getting it.
Do you drive to work?
Well, now hold on. Have you looked at the budget?
Who the fuck would pay for the fucking roads? You're a fucking
Wait a second. Hold on. Have you looked at the
I
budget?
can't.
Just as I think she finally starts to understand, she shuts off her mind.
Most of, like, 75% of our spending goes to military.
Or military. They go for wars. You probably fucking support.
No, wait, Donald Trump didn't support the Iraqi war. Well, because I think Washington has become corrupt over the last decades, and Donald Trump is the first non-politician. Because politicians like Hillary Clinton have had pay-for-play programs and let Americans die overseas to create scares of terrorism, okay?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I am right. And I have done my research, actually.
I've done my research!
Oh, yeah?
Yes, I have.
You just said that most billionaires don't
Do you realize, let me ask you a question, do you realize that the same people that fund ISIS fund Hillary Clinton?
So when Owen says to them, the same people who fund ISIS fund Hillary Clinton, they just lose it. I mean, they're done. So after they hurl a few insults and personal attacks at him, he asks, how is Donald Trump racist? And oh boy, do they get triggered. Let's take a look.
You're a dumb piece of fucking shit.
No. You can look this up. This is public information, man. This is public information. I'm brainwashed. Let me hear your facts and evidence.
Oh my god.
Let me hear your facts and evidence.
It's laughable.
I'm brainwashed with facts and evidence. Let me hear yours.
Have you watched this?
How is Donald Trump racist? How is Donald Trump racist?
Never happened. He wants to build it. It's rewarded. Mexican. He said that. It's fucking
For our border. For our border.
Oh my god. Ah! You are such a piece of shit.
I'm just trying to have a debate.
But you see, they don't, Owen. They don't want to debate you because their minds are already made up. I can't help but feel sorry for these ladies. They do seem like sweet girls who have been brainwashed by our universities. You know, those institutes of higher knowledge which are supposed to allow for the free exchange of discourse and ideas. They are likely among the thousands, if not millions, of young people who have been programmed to believe that everything is racist, misogynistic, homophobic, etc. Everything that doesn't align with what they've been taught is automatically antithetical to the truth. The very definition of bigotry is a person who is obstinately or intolerantly devoted to his or her opinions and prejudices. I do hope these girls come to their senses. Who knows? Maybe they'll look back at the exchange and reflect on it all.